Hello everyone! In today's video, I'd like to review a language app that I like a lot. It's Babbel. I'm using it to study 5 languages: Russian, Turkish, Indonesian, Danish, and Dutch. Before I continue with the video, I must say I'm not sponsored by Babbel in any way or form, so there will be no discount code unfortunately. And I have a message for the HR that rejected my job application at Babbel. Иди нахуй, хрен с тобой, я желаю, что твоя судьба, как у бабушки, на преступление наказание. Спасибо большое. Well, I think that showed how much Russian I learned with Babbel, so let's continue with the video. Поехали! The best thing I like about Babbel is that it gives you a certificate. As you can see here, I get all these certificates from Babbel. Well, of course, someone may say, oh, but what's the point of getting all these certificates for Babbel? They are useless. Well, life is useless. Why are you even here? Why are you alive? Why are you studying a language? What's the point? So, but for me personally, I think that a certificate is a huge motivator for you to continue studying a language, because a lot of times we'll be stuck, we'll be very discouraged when we meet some difficulties in the language. And I think having this goal to work towards, this certificate that you'll have at the end of the tunnel, really helps you to push you to move over the finishing line. So I believe it's a great feature to have. Moreover, in Babbel, you don't have to finish this so-called exam to get the certificate. You only have to finish all the lessons and you'll get the certificate. Another thing I like about Babbel is that it's not a walk in the park, okay? It's not like some bird app or an other app. It focuses a lot on the grammar and it will really build up your vocabulary. So because of this, the course is quite intense, I would say, and it takes a long time to finish one chapter. But I think at the end of the day, if you are serious about learning a language, it's really worth it to use Babbel. And I myself, after studying Turkish up to the A2 level in Babbel, I know it's Babbel, so it doesn't count, right? But whatever, I don't care. Anyway, so after studying to the A2 level with Babbel Turkish, I'm able to communicate quite easily when I'm ordering a kebab in Turkey, in Istanbul. So I'm really grateful for that. And I think if you are looking into having a conversational level in a language in a short time, not a short time because Babbel was quite long, but if you are aiming towards a conversational level at a language instead of hi-bye, just to impress people like those fake polyglots on the streets, then Babbel is the app to go to. But what if you are not studying a language in English? What if you are studying a language in, say, German, Italian, French? Don't be worried, because Babbel has a very professional team, except the HR that rejected my job application. Yep, peace be with you. So yeah, so basically in all language, they designed a different interface for you. For example, if you are studying a language in German or Italian, you don't have to be afraid that the course will be translated automatically, so that will be some mistakes or some loss in translation explanation on grammar. You don't have to worry about that, because I think Babbel has a dedicated team to make content in that specific language. So for example, if you are studying a Germanic language in German, it will give you a lot of tips of how to memorize those grammar and rules, by giving you example in German. The same happened, for a Romance language. If you know a Romance language and you're studying, for example, Italian and French, it will give you a lot of tips of how to grasp this particular grammatical point in Italian by giving you examples in French. So I think that's a really good feature. But, as I said, I'm not sponsored by Babbel. I can destroy you now. The worst thing about Babbel is that because there's no final exam, okay? It will give you the certificate automatically when you finish all the courses. That means you cannot skip any of them, even though the course is completely irrelevant to you or you hate that particular topic. So for me, I hate eating fruits and vegetables, but there are 4 chapters about fruits and vegetables. For me, it's absolute torture. It's worse than reading, reading some bad books. But oh my god, why? Why am I torturing myself by studying vocabularies like what's a cucumber called in Russian? I don't give a... Okay, no swear words in English. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like in Babbel, you cannot skip any lessons and you must do every single one of them, even if it doesn't, it doesn't relates to you, you still have to do it. So I think that's a huge downside in the app, and I hope Babbel can improve on that. For example, if you're not interested in this particular topic, you can only study the grammar and then skip the vocabulary part, and then they'll give you a mini exam to test your knowledge. If you pass that, it's good. You don't have to learn about those useless vocabularies in your life. Yeah, that's one big downside. The other big downside is that it's expensive. So you have to decide just by doing 1 or 2 lessons whether you want to pay to get the whole thing. Well, I did buy the whole thing because I really enjoyed using Babbel. You know, I like it a lot, to be honest, because I'm a hyper polyglot giga channel and I'm serious about learning languages. But if you are not sure about whether this method suits you, it's hard to decide whether to buy it or not only after, say, 2 lessons. It's hard to decide, right? I mean, for me, I'm very lucky because I'm a serious language learner, so I like it a lot. But I think Babbel can provide more, free lessons, more tasted lessons in order for people to really know whether it's for them or not. And the other downside of Babbel is that sometimes it throws new words at you without explaining them. And I think that's horrible because when you don't know that word, unless it's a related language, you won't know what it means. And sometimes it's really annoying because it doesn't even explain what this word means, and it just puts it, in the exercise and expect you to know what it means. And I find it a little bit annoying, and it would be better if the exercises are using words that you learned in the previous chapters. That would have been amazing. And yeah, that's another downside of the app. But overall, it's still a lot better than that Birdie app. And except the HR that rejected my job application, I wholly recommend Babbel. And I don't know when they will sponsor me. Maybe they will never sponsor me. But it's okay. I like learning languages, and I don't give a damn if they sponsor me or not. And yeah, I hope this video helped you and you find it interesting. See you all.